Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A because these are from Instagram, by the way. So make sure you're following me on Instagram if you want to be part of this Q&A next time. Okay, so Amber and Banana said, how do you eat for your fitness goals? I actually haven't really been tracking any macros or trying to hit a certain calorie count or like just doing anything too super technical with it. I just eat what I feel like eating, and in general I do try to eat as many beans and legumes as possible because those are so healthy for you. Like even if you're not trying to gain muscle or gain weight or lose weight or anything, just in general, like we should be eating a cup of beans at least a day. But yeah, I basically just been eating how I feel like, and lately it's been a lot more fat and a lot more protein, but surprisingly I have not been gaining a lot of fat weight, which is what I used to believe in the beginning of my vegan journey. I have learned a lot from the past 2 years, and as long as I'm eating a whole food plant-based diet, which is what I like to center my entire diet around, then I will be healthy. And so for my fitness goals, all I'm really trying to do is make some gains, which means I'm just trying to eat more in general, and lately I have been way hungry than normal, which is good. Like after I eat a normal like serving portion of like what I would normally eat, I'm like, oh my gosh, why do I still feel like eating more? Then I eat more and then I don't feel like I've completely overstuffed it or like pushed it, which means that my body is just wanting more and more food. Do I drink apple cider vinegar? I don't. Not that I have anything against it, I just like don't really need to right now. Dark chocolate or peanut butter? If I had to live with one of them, it would just be dark chocolate. I am a lover of all things peanut butter, chocolate, and acai, but chocolate is first. How long do you think it'll take for the whole world to go vegan? In a very realistic approach to it, I think it will take a while. I mean, we can barely even treat each other, human beings, with love and respect. So it's a lot for me to ask in this lifetime for every single person on this planet to treat other animals with love and respect. I think the most important thing to do is to be compassionate, show love, and again, respect. I feel like I say love and respect so many times, but the most important thing for us to do is just to be loving and compassionate and aware of other living beings where we can in this world and where it fits in with our morals and values, and we can just spread it where our passion is. But long story short, I don't know how long it's going to take for the entire world to go vegan. It's gonna take a long time for us to even stop killing each other and hurting each other in general. So if that kind of gives you an idea of what I'm trying to say about the way humans are in this world, then maybe that'll answer your question. Is your roommate also vegan? She is also vegan. And that's like one of the first things that we talked about when we first met each other, because I was wearing these bracelets from Divinity LA and she had one too, and she's like, you have a Divinity LA bracelet, like me too? And I was like, oh yeah, cool. And then she saw my laptop, and back then as if it were a long time ago, when I first started school, my laptop case had vegan stickers all over, and she was like, and you're vegan too? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, I'm vegan. Then we just bonded over that, and then we bonded over boys, and we bonded over like how much we love our brothers, and now we're like best friends. Where did I get my nose ring? I don't have it right now, but I usually wear like a different nose ring if I'm not going to class or school or anything, because like we're not allowed to have nose rings, but I'm just like a rebel, you know what I mean? I got it from this website called bijoufish.com. It is always in the description of my videos because people ask me so much. That's like definitely an FAQ. Hair growth tips. My first tip would be eat a whole food plant-based diet and eat an abundance of foods rich in antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals. That means your green leafies, your very colorful fruits and vegetables. Eat as many of those as possible, and don't neglect the healthy fats, so like nuts and avocados and your legumes. Basically just eat a really good whole food plant-based diet, and then try to not heat style your hair, because I noticed that when I stopped heat styling my hair, aka not curling it as much and not straightening it as much, and also like not coloring my hair a lot, it started growing faster and healthier. What are your views on gluten? What are your favorite brand of bread to eat and favorite snacks? If you don't have a gluten sensitivity and if you're not allergic to gluten, I don't think you should have to feel like you need to restrict it because gluten is unhealthy. I know for some people going gluten-free just makes them feel a lot better, and I have learned about the gluten today that like makes it kind of difficult for our bodies, and it's also just not as healthy as it used to be 2,000 years ago. I mean, there used to only be like 2 strands of wheat, and now there's like hundreds of thousands of different strands of wheat, and they've all been like genetically modified. And it could just be like the hippie in me coming out saying all these things, and I really have no evidence to support the facts on hand right now that I'm saying. But I just like try to think about it logically. Like, there are so many more gluten insensitivities today than there were like 100 years ago. And I mean, that kind of says something about the modern day agriculture. I think that if going gluten-free helps you, makes you feel better, and helps you stay on a healthy track and like eat better, then go for it. I mean, I don't see what is so unhealthy about it, as long as you are getting other grains in your diet, and as long as you're eating an adequate amount of food, plant-based foods. Personally, I love to eat Ezekiel bread and Dave's Killer bread. My roommate got me on Dave's Killer bread, the seed one. I think it's like a yellow package, and it's so good. I love seeds in bread. Favorite snacks are always going to be fruit. Are there certain kinds of foods that helped you to get your period back? I'm struggling with the same thing. Definitely fats, so things like avocado, nuts and seeds, flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, all those things, just up them in your diet, and those might help you get your period back. I'm just saying might because I'm not a doctor, I'm not your doctor, and I don't know for sure if these things will work, but they might help. And there really is no harm in you upping your intake of nuts, seeds, avocados, and other high-fat whole plant foods, because they are healthy for you in general. Opinions on oil. If you guys haven't been following me for a while, then you won't know that I try to eat as oil-free as possible. Oil is a refined food, it's not a whole food, and I believe in eating a whole foods plant-based diet, eating foods in the form of how nature has packaged it for us. Most of the time, I'm not gonna say that I don't eat ketchup and I don't eat sriracha and I don't eat PB2, because like I eat those things, but to me, oil is kind of the equivalent to how people would see cane sugar. It's just liquid fat. It's stripped of all of its nutrients. If I want fat from an olive, then I will eat the whole olive where it has the water content, the fiber, the vitamins, the minerals, the protein, the little protein that it has, but it still has it, and that's how nature intended it. You don't go out to a bunch of trees of coconuts and you're like, I think I just want the coconut today. Like, you eat the whole coconut and drink the water. That's how it's supposed to be in nature, and that's how our bodies have adapted to eating these type of fat containing foods. Yeah, nature packaged it the way that our bodies would be able to receive it in a healthy way. How do you like your program so far? I'm interested in nutrition and or dietetics. And also people keep asking me about my program in general. I want to do a more in-depth video, but just to answer this question, I like my program so far. There are some classes where I think like, oh my gosh, this is so unnecessary, like I don't want to do it. Like one of these classes I have to work on this project for is like so extra, and I don't even see where I'm gonna be using these things. I'm laughing right now because my roommate, she's going through the same thing as me.
It's so extra.
It's honestly so extra, and I'm like stressing out about the things that like won't even apply to me in dietetics, but it's like part of the course. In the end, I just want to be a registered dietitian. I mean, that one class is more for like administrative. If you're at the head of a company as a dietitian, then this is the thing that you need to know. I know what I want to do with my license. It doesn't have to do with that, but these are the steps that are necessary to get to where I want to be. I'm sure that in the future, I'll be taking courses that are more relevant to my life, but so far, it's just really nice to be surrounded by a group of people who actually understand the need to eat better and the importance of nutrition, because at my old school and just around my family and some of my friends, like they really just don't get nutrition. And even though some of them are going through like nursing school or like other types of medical field type of things, like they still don't eat that good of a diet, and they don't understand like the importance of nutrition in a healthcare setting. So it's nice to be around people who understand that, and around instructors who have been dealing with that kind of stuff for their whole career. I do like the free fruit that I always get. If you guys like watch my vlogs or my Snapchats, you'll see that I'm always taking fruit, but that's because it's supplied to us by the department. It's just like given to students and I'm like, well, I'm a poor college student, so I like take 20 bananas at a time, and I'm not exaggerating. All in all, I do like my program because I am learning about the things that I want to learn about. For the most part, it's not just stuff that I feel is unnecessary. I will be doing a more in-depth video about my program in the future. Also, it's not a completely plant-based program. I know a lot of you guys might get confused about that because it's a vegetarian school. They do promote the use of dairy
and eggs.
Yeah, and eggs, and they do talk about fish oil supplements all the time. They're just very open to vegetarian and veganism. It's just vegetarian because my school is a Seventh-day Adventist school, and someone's gonna ask what school I go to. I go to Loma Linda University. The whole campus is vegetarian, so there's no meat served in the cafeteria, and there's no meat allowed to be cooked in the kitchens at all. But they do understand that people aren't vegetarian who go there, and you don't have to be vegetarian to be at Loma Linda. What was your biggest social challenge since going vegan? I think the biggest social challenge that I've had is just being around people who don't get it, and realizing that they don't want to get it, and that their morals and values don't really align with mine. And it like made me reevaluate who I want to be around, and it kind of sucked because I was like, man, these are really fun people, but now I'm starting to realize that they don't really give a shit about life the way that I give a shit about life. And I kind of want to be around people who are more aware and more open to change and being compassionate and just all around being better people rather than thinking about themselves. I guess it just kind of sucks to see that. Like, when you go vegan for all the right reasons, you start to see life through a different lens, and it's like, wow, I like did not see this about people, or I did not see this about like society before. And like you see it and you're like, man, I really gotta change things around here. I really gotta change who I'm hanging out with and change what I'm doing. For the most part, I can still hang out with the friends that I've had for the longest time, but a lot of friends that I've had in high school I just like stopped hanging out with because we just like had different interests and different values in life, and I only want to surround myself with people that I want to be like. So yeah. Do you eat only organically? I don't eat only organically, but I try to eat as organic as possible. She's like dancing around because she's from Northern California. I don't know why, I just think that's a thing to like be from NorCal and like be super organic. But she's like all about eating organic, and like whenever I ask her like, should I get organic or not, she's like, what do you think, fam? I'm like, you're right, why did I even ask?
Perfect invitation. 10 out of 10.
So she's had a really big influence on me eating more organic because she's told me more about it. I did like a research project thing on eating organic, and I realized like, wow, there's so many pesticides that are used on food, and I'd rather just like not. But just because you can't eat organic doesn't mean that you shouldn't eat fruits and vegetables in the first place. Like, eating the antioxidants and the phytonutrients in fruits and vegetables far surpasses any risk that you would have eating more pesticides. But like me learning more about it personally, I just want to eat as organic as possible. But you guys, just make sure you eat your fruits and vegetables, okay? Okay. Do I use salt? No, I like barely ever. I don't even own salt in my room. But if there's salt in food, then obviously I'll eat it. But I do have this weird thing when I eat a lot of salt. Like if I have Chipotle, that's just like too salty for me. So that's why I don't eat Chipotle as much. I wish it were less salty because I would be eating Chipotle all the time. But if I eat too much salt in a meal, like the next day or a couple hours later, I'll get like these weird painful bumps on my tongue, which like is annoying because sometimes I just want to eat salty food, but then I can't because my body literally cannot take it. Are you happy with your life? If not, what would you want to change? The only thing I'd want to change is this binder project for my food quantity class that I just don't want to do. That is so extra and unnecessary. But actually watch it being necessary and really helpful in the future. I bet you that's what's gonna happen. Ooh, this is a good one. How do you handle stress? How do I handle stress, Arsh?
I don't think I should answer this question.
Dude, yesterday I was like so stressed out and anxious because I got my schedule for next quarter, and I realized that I will not have time to make any of these videos. Like the videos you're seeing now, cherish them because I will be gone for 11 weeks. I didn't know what to do with my life. I was like over analyzing everything. So I came to my room, I literally just laid in my bed and I was like, I like stared at the ceiling for like a good couple minutes, which is really rare for me because I always try to be as productive as possible in the time that I have, but I just like laid down, thought about everything, tried to reevaluate, reprioritize, and just breathe at the same time and think like, Amanda, are you thinking about things that should not be thought about right now? Can you relax? Can you just think about what needs, like what's in front of you right now? Take some deep breaths. And I also sat in the sauna and tried to count my breaths and just think about my breath. That's how I've been dealing with stress lately. Counting my breaths, so breathing, trying to meditate. What else have I been doing?
You also draw while you're listening to music.
Dude, I also draw while I'm listening to music. You're right.
Yeah.
She knows more about me than I do sometimes.
You typically multitask the crap out of yourself so that you're only thinking about your task and you're not thinking about your worries.
Yeah.
You normally just like overwhelm the crap out of yourself and are like content.
Yeah, you're right, you're right.
That's what you do. I got you, I got you.
Thank you, thank you. So this video has gone on long enough. I think I'm going to end my Q&A there. Thank you guys so much for watching and asking questions. If you liked this video, make sure you give it a like and also click the bell next to the subscribe button if you haven't done that and you want to see my videos, because I don't know, YouTube's doing this thing where it's like, hey, we're just gonna show you the things that you tell us you want to see. So what if you miss a video and you're actually looking for it and you like didn't know, you know? So make sure you put your notifications on and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And I hope you guys have a wonderful morning, day, noon, or night wherever you are. I'll see you next time. Bye. You know what? That's weird. I never do that thing. A lot of people do it, but I just like don't do it. Okay, bye.